going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. 2 days down, 3 to go. Already looking forward to the weekend. All right. You guys want to watch some court? I want to watch some court. Let's see. What do I have tonight? I've got a Judge Ricke clip, a Judge Shackleford clip, a judge I don't know the name of. And then we finish with a little bit of Judge Vann. So we're going to have a good night tonight. It's going to be a good night. Judge Ricke's not happy. Either is Judge Shackleford. Let's just say that. We're going to start with some angry judges. Hope you guys are ready. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
In the District Court of Butler County, Kansas, case entitled State of Kansas versus Benjamin Lee Parmiter III. It's case number 2024 CR 284. Amber Norris appears for the state of Kansas. Joshua Andrews is defense counsel. The defendant, for some reason, is in the office of his attorney. Mr. Parmiter, the court's docket notes indicate that you appeared before this court on December the 31st. At that time, you pled guilty to 4 counts: aggravated assault, violation of a protection order, misdemeanor theft, and domestic violence battery. A pre-sentence report was ordered. You were ordered to comply with assessments. Sentencing was set for today, and with you ordered to appear at the Butler County Judicial Center and nowhere else. Since it's
Your Honor,
yes,
that's my fault. That is my fault, Your Honor. I forgot that the court had ordered that, and I didn't look back at my notes. And my client called me this morning to confirm where he was supposed to be. I knew since getting the pre-sentence investigation report that this was a presumptive probation case. And I just forgot and didn't look back at my notes to see that the court had ordered him to appear at the courthouse. So I told him to be in my office with me, to not log in remotely by Zoom, but that to be in my office with me. So I apologize, Your Honor. That was inadvertent, and I take full responsibility for that.
Well, Mr. Andrews, I will tell you, like I've told other defense attorneys in a similar situation, the first question you should ask your client in that situation where you receive a call like that is, did the judge specifically tell you to appear at the courthouse or anywhere else in particular? And if you don't do that, you're dropping the ball, counsel, because Mr. Palmer was told he should have remembered where he was told to participate. He shouldn't have had to have checked with you. I was very clear about where I wanted him to appear at, and he's just defied me on this. And you telling him the wrong thing doesn't get him out of it as far as the court's concerned. Mr. Parmiter, when you're instructed by the court to appear a certain way at a certain place and nowhere else, that's what I put in my notes, nowhere else, that's exactly what I meant.
Yes, sir.
And your attorney can't get you out of that. Right. The matter is before the court.
How do you like that starting your sentencing? I if I was I don't know, it wouldn't work, but if I was the attorney, I'd just think, hey, can we get a 1-week recess on this so I can talk to my client about appearing in court, just to get the Judge Ricke to kind of relax a little, because he's not happy. The guy in charge of your sentence right now is mad at you. That's not how you start your sentencing. It's not going to end well for this guy.
Today for sentencing, court does have a pre-sentence report compiled by Ryan Smith, pre-sentence investigator.
Hey, happy birthday, Terry. Happy birthday. Happy 64th birthday. Thank you for spending some time of your day with us. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat as well. And absolutely happy birthday. That is awesome.
Each attorney has received a copy of this report, and I'll ask the state's attorney first. Is there any objection to the criminal history which is stated in this report?
No, Your Honor.
Is there any objection by the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Court will adopt the criminal history as stated in the report. and finds that the criminal history score applicable to the primary count in this case is criminal history score C, and the court will proceed further accordingly. Ms. Norris, are you aware of any legal reason why sentence should not be pronounced in the Parmiter case at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Andrews, are you aware of any such legal reason?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Parmiter, are you aware of a legal reason or any other good reason why the court shouldn't proceed further with your sentencing at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm not aware that there's been a motion for a departure sentence or any other type of sentencing related motion to take up. Is the state aware of any such motions that need to be pursued?
No, Your Honor.
Does the defense have any such departure or other sentencing related motions to pursue? Mr. Andrews?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
All right. Are there any victims or members of a victim's family present who desires to address the court in relation to the Parmiter sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you are?
My name's Patricia Lentz, and I'm his wife.
All right, and what is your statement to the court? I will need you just to remain stationary. I don't want to get motion sickness as I
Okay.
watch your screen.
I would just like to start off by saying that I'm 100% fully aware of my husband's past history. And unfortunately, as a judge that I feel that you only get to see the parts of his life that come across your desk in the forms of bad decisions. I'm sure you're aware that my husband is an ex-addict and had a bad history because of it and a lot of criminal charges. But I would also like to note that in the last 7 years, since Benjamin and I have been together, he has not had any criminal charges up to this point, aside from traffic violations. No criminal charges, no felonies. Who my husband was back then is not who he is today. My husband found out that he was expecting his first child a little over 11 years ago and willingly committed himself in Osawatomie Mental Hospital to help him get back on his medication, as my husband is diagnosed bipolar, and to help him get sober so he could be the dad his daughter deserves. My husband's been sober for 11 years as of October of 2024, but not everything about him has been mistakes and bad choices. I'm here to tell you that there's good sides of him as well, and I'm not innocent in this situation. I was unfaithful many times in our marriage, causing rocky grounds and lots of arguments. And the particular night in question, I had conversations with other men because I was angry with my husband, and I sent him screenshots of the conversations. I'm not excusing his behavior or mine, as I'm sure that he knows what he did was wrong as well. I'm just asking for a little leniency. My husband and I do have 6 beautiful children together, 3 that we previously had, and 3 that we've had together in the last 7 years. We were living in his mom's attic and had nothing to our names when we moved in together. And now we own our own home and vehicles, mostly because of my husband. He's been the sole financial provider for our family for 6 years. And while he may not have been the best husband, at times due to issues on both sides, he's always been an amazing dad to our children. My husband worked every day. He'd leave at 4:30 in the morning to be at work and be home by 5:30, or not get home until 5:30 in the evening. My husband hated missing work and was always worried about getting wrote up and called in. And he let his medications appointments fall to the side, causing things to become tense and his mental health to start suffering. I've been fortunate enough to be able to be a stay-at-home mom since my husband and I got together. After working all day, he would still come home, make dinner for our family, and help get the children bathed for school and help them get to bed and tuck them in every night. The situation has had a detrimental impact on our children's lives. He's never had to miss a school event or a school conference, or our son's a state champion wrestler, and he's missing school events that he's never had to miss before because of these situations. I just want all this to be wrapped up and over with, and I want my kids to be okay, and my husband to get back on his medication and amend the damage that all this has caused our family.
Very well. Thank you for your statement. Is there anyone else who's a victim or a victim's family member who intends to address the court in relation to this sentencing? Or finds no other persons present. At this time, the court will ask for recommendations from counsel regarding an appropriate sentence for Mr. Parmiter, beginning with Amber Norris on behalf of the state of Kansas.
Thank you, Your Honor. Regarding count 2, the aggravated assault, would ask the court assign defendant to the mid-range sentence of 27 months. Defendant would be able to earn up to 20% good time credit and would be subject to 12 months post-release if necessary. Defendant has earned 2 days of jail time credit in this case. Regarding count 4, violation of protective order, 12 months in the county jail. Count 5, a theft, 12 months in the county jail. And second time DV battery for count 6, 12 months in the county jail. Would ask these counts run concurrent but consecutive to case number 24 CR 356, which was sentenced not too long ago in front of Judge Satterfield. Would ask the court to place defendant on 24 months community corrections probation with all standard and PSI recommended probation conditions. Your Honor, having completed domestic violence offender assessment, we'd also ask that he continue with mental health and that he take medications as prescribed. And that, as the court may have noted, Ms. Lentz, the victim, did note that he has in the past let his medications expire. We'd ask that he not do that. I think that's one of the reasons why he got in so much trouble and in all of these cases that he had. So we would ask that he continue with mental health treatment and that he keep up to date on his medication management and take the meds as prescribed. And Your Honor, I do know that that Ms. Lentz does not wish to have a no contact. Although the other victim, who is Ricky Abbott, I do believe we asked that the no contact be maintained regarding him. And Your Honor, the court will need to address the costs and fees of the action, supervision fees with community corrections. I believe Mr. Andrews is appointed. And we would ask the court address court-appointed attorney's fees and the bids application fee. State's not requesting a fine, and I don't believe any restitution was requested. I don't think I have any further recommendations for the court at this time. Thank you.
Very well. Mr. Andrews, your recommendations regarding an appropriate sentence?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, we would recommend a controlling sentence on count 2, the primary offense, of 27 months. A controlling sentence on count 4 of 12 months in the county jail. A controlling sentence on count 5 of 12 months in the county jail, and a controlling sentence on count 6 of 12 months in the county jail, all to run concurrently with each other. We would ask the court to confirm the 20% good time credit on the primary count, or primary offense rather, 12 months post-release supervision, that Mr. Parmiter be granted probation with community corrections for a period of 24 months. We would ask the court to confirm that he's entitled to 2 days jail credit. With regard to the conditions of probation, we have no objections to any of the conditions set forth in the pre-sentence investigation report, although we would ask that the no contact with victim be limited to the victim, Ricky Abbott, and that there not be a no contact provision with regard to Mr. Parmiter's wife, Patricia Lentz.
How much are your fees in the representation of this client?
Your Honor, I apologize. I did not get that number. I meant to, and then I got distracted and didn't do it. If the court wants me to, I'm in my office, I could get that number in just one quick minute. I just have to run to my other office to get it. If the court would be willing to grant me a 1 quick minute to do that.
Why don't you run to the other office and get it?
I'll be right back, Your Honor.
All right. I fast forwarded a lot there. I wanted to get back to Judge Ricke and the sentencing. I wanted you to hear what the prosecutor, what she asked for. So she recommended. That's the word. Recommended. Where's our heart, guys? Where's our heart? You know what? Let's just go. But yeah, I cut out maybe 10 minutes of this hearing because it was just kind of boring stuff in between. But now we're actually getting to the sentencing part.
This time, then, the court will address the defendant, Benjamin L. Parmiter III, and ask him if he has any statement that he wishes to make in mitigation of punishment here or anything further that he would like to present to the court. Mr. Parmiter?
No, sir, I just hope that I can go home soon.
The court will pronounce sentence in this case at this time. Court hereby establishes count 2 as the base sentence in this case for the offense of aggravated assault, a severity level 7, non-drug person felony, which the defendant has a criminal history score of C, thus placing him in grid box 7C. Court hereby sentences the defendant to a term of 27 months in the custody of the Secretary of Corrections of the state of Kansas. On this sentence, the defendant may earn up to 20% of good time credit and would be subject to 12 months of post-release supervision. Court has considered but declines to impose a fine on that particular count. For the additional offense of violation of a protection order, in count 4, a Class A misdemeanor, the court imposes 12 months in the Butler County Jail and runs that time concurrently with the time imposed on the felony count. No fine is imposed on that count. Regarding the additional offense of theft, a Class A misdemeanor in count 5, court imposes 12 months in the Butler County Jail. No fine, runs that time concurrently with the time imposed on the other 2 counts. The crime of domestic battery, a Class A misdemeanor, the court imposes 12 months in the Butler County Jail and runs that time concurrently with the time imposed on all other counts. Controlling sentence is a 27-month DOC sentence with the misdemeanor counts all run concurrently with that felony count. The time in this case will be run consecutively to Butler County case number 2024 CR 356. Court does find that in grid box 7C, this is a presumptive probation case under Kansas law. There does not appear to be a special rule application here. Therefore, this court will grant to the defendant an initial term of probation for a period of 24 months. Supervision will be by community corrections. Since this is an offense severity level or higher. Conditions of that probation will include reporting to an officer as directed, the defendant observing all laws. The defendant is ordered not to possess or consume alcohol or illegal drugs while on probation. At a supervising officer's request and at his own expense, he shall submit to random breath, blood, and urinalysis testing. He shall perform community service work pursuant to any program requirements, gain and maintain employment successfully throughout his probationary term, notify his supervising officer of any changes in employment, residence, telephone number, or email address within 24 hours of any such change taking place. Court will not enter any no contact restrictions in this case. It appears it is the position of both victims in the case that they do not want the protection of any type of probation condition in this case. So peaceful and non-harassing contact between the defendant and these victim individuals will be allowed by the court. The defendant shall continue to register as an offender pursuant to the Kansas Offender Registration Act. abide by any curfew or travel restrictions imposed by his officer. And again, report is directed to his supervising officer in the case. Court will be assessing felony docket fee, felony probation fee, community corrections fee, a bid's application fee of $100, and $450 in legal fees. Court does find that the court should consider the defendant's financial circumstances in lowering the amount of the overall attorney fees to be reimbursed to the state. The court does believe that the $450 amount, while less than the full amount, is appropriate under the circumstances, will not work a burden or hardship on the defendant or his dependents if allowed to be paid out over time. Parmiter, I'm going to require you to pay a minimum of $100 a month on these obligations, starting with the calendar month of March. And all right, Mandy, do I have audio and video restored?
Yes, Judge.
All right, and we are recording and broadcasting?
Yes.
Counsel, I regret any interruption of internet service that caused some delay in completing this sentencing.
Cheshire Cat, get off the judge's wires. We need to finish this hearing so we can go to the next one.
Ms. Norris, I know that you take meticulous notes of the sentencing proceedings. Where did the court leave off before service was interrupted?
Your Honor, you had set the minimum payment, reminded about registration. You had already noted the bids fees and that you wanted $450 in attorney's fees. And that's basically where we left off.
I did want to make clear, and I want to make sure that the defendant understands that he will be required to obtain an approved domestic violence offender assessment and abide by the recommendations of that assessment as part of his probation conditions in the case. Furthermore, the court does note the seriousness of this case with crimes of violence, including domestic battery included. This court will...
Cheshire Cat. So this hearing happened yesterday afternoon. I've been waiting for more than 24 hours to make that joke. I've been waiting for it. Just so you know, you still live rent-free in my head. Oh, also, by the way, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. And yeah, stay away from my wires tonight.
Will order the defendant as a condition of probation to serve 48 additional hours in the Butler County Jail effective immediately as a condition of probation in the case. Mr. Parmiter, I know that you couldn't find the courthouse today when you were ordered to do so, but you will be required to find the Butler County Jail. If you don't know where that is, your attorney will give you direction as to how to get there. And you're going to have to report immediately to the Butler County Jail to serve 48 consecutive hours before being released on probation. You will need to contact your community corrections office upon release if you don't already have a probation date set. We can leave this meeting open for a conference between a community corrections officer and Mr. Parmiter if requested. Does the community corrections officer make that request?
No, Your Honor, we have an appointment set up for Wednesday at 4:30. So hopefully he'll...
Yeah, I realized the giant flaw in everything that Judge Ricke did. And I was reading your chats, and I was like, wait, this guy gets probation. The reason why this video is in here is because Judge Ricke is making him spend 2 days in jail for going to his attorney's office instead of the courthouse for the sentencing. But he never said his sentence was suspended. Based on a successful probation. So he didn't get any of that time. All of that was suspended based on, him completing probation. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why everyone else seems to be on page that this is probation, but nobody questioned it.
Be out of jail by then. If there is any delay, he just needs to call me whenever he gets out of jail and we'll reset his appointment.
Well, he should probably be out at the jail by 2 o'clock, so I don't see why 4:30 would be a problem. Thank you for that information, Ms. Stanfill. All right.
Your Honor, I had a couple things I needed to address with the court. I would say that regarding the time he's going to be out there, he'd be leaving my office in Augusta. And so it may be, with it being 1:37 right now, maybe a little past 2 o'clock, but it shouldn't be much past 2 o'clock. I just say that because I know that if the jail believes that 2 o'clock p.m. is the check-in time and he shows up at 2:01, based on past experience, sometimes they'll say, sorry, you didn't get here on time, and they won't allow him to start serving his time, which is what I want to avoid. But he would be leaving directly from here to the county jail. So whatever the drive time would be, usually for me, it's about 20 to 25 minutes from my office to the county jail. The second thing, Your Honor, is the court, it was noted in the pre-sentence investigation report that this was a registration offense case. At the time that we entered the plea, we did not specify that it was being a crime committed with a deadly weapon. So there was no duty to register notice made at that time. So my client has not made any type of, has not been notified of his duty.
That just means you're going to be more nervous and frantic, and you might take out my wires earlier. So just leave my wires alone. That being said, I hope your power doesn't go up.
To register, other than discussions I had before court in reviewing the pre-sentence investigation report with him, of what that means.
All right. Does the state acknowledge that this is properly under Kansas law a registration case, Ms. Norris?
Yes, Your Honor, based on count 2.
So noted, at least under the language of the amended information, it certainly was a crime committed with a deadly weapon, which would make this a registration offense. Mr. Smith?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has there been a notice of duty to register presented to Mr. Parmiter as part of the pre-sentence investigation process?
There has not, Your Honor.
So your recommendation as to how that should be handled?
Your Honor, if he would be willing to give the defendant a little more time to report to the jail, I can have that prepared by the time he got here and get a signature from him in that way.
Okay, so you would meet him out at the jail?
If he could stop by the office on his way to the jail to get
I
his
see. Okay, I see what your recommendation is. All right, Mr. Parmiter?
Your Honor, I'm so sorry. I hate to try to force patience on this, but my client is wanting me to ask if it is at all possible for him to serve the 48 hours this weekend. He's concerned that if he goes in today, he's going to lose his job because he would be missing 2 days in the middle of the week.
Request is denied, Mr. Parmiter. I don't necessarily trust that you'll remember to show up this weekend. You didn't remember to come to court for this proceeding like you were specifically told to do. I think that track record that you've established of not remembering what the court tells you speaks volumes. And I also believe that it's appropriate to carry out these sentences immediately and not deferred. So I'm going to order you to come by the Butler County Court Services office first on your way to the jail. This will defer your reporting time to the jail this afternoon. I'm going to expect you to be at the jail within 10 minutes of leaving the Court Services office, and I will order you to go directly to Butler County Court Services after we recess this court proceeding. So you go to Butler County Court Services at the Judicial Center first, take care of your business with the notice of duty to register with Mr. Smith from Court Services, and then go directly to the Butler County Jail to serve 48 consecutive hours without release privileges. Mr. Parmiter, I'll just note that this court had authority to sentence you to up to 60 days in the county jail as a condition of probation. This court is elected to order 2. So I understand your position. I hope you're able to retain your job, maybe make a phone call to your employer on the way. And there are implications to criminal behavior, Mr. Parmiter, something you very definitely need to learn. All right.
Ah, man, that took forever. Yeah, I made that clip yesterday. That was actually supposed to be my video release this morning. And I didn't realize how dry and boring it was in the middle. I just liked how it started and then how it ended, where Judge Ricke gave him 2 days for showing up at his attorney's office. Yeah, so I do apologize for essentially wasting 30 minutes. That was boring. That was absolutely boring. So let's move on to the next one, where we get Judge Shackleford. And she's not happy either. Well, I'm not going to say she's not really angry. Yeah, you know what? You'll see. She this case was before her time. Her mind's just blown by what she's reading on the paper. You'll see. Let's go.
Hello. All right. This is 242318 SD, the people versus Shireen Davis.
Tara Gross on behalf of probation.
And good morning, may it please most honorable court, Odie Uddy back on behalf of Ms. Davis, who's to my right. Today's set the sentencing here, put it over so that we can provide you some information. We have our on-site testing results since the last time we're here. And may I approach?
You may.
Ms. Davis had a few outstanding warrants. However, her money was not compromised, but she couldn't come up with the money to set those bonds because she has 2 children. They have one newly diagnosed medical condition where he has seizures, and she's been going back and forth to the hospital with him. And the other one's a type 1 diabetic who's not managing his diabetes well. And so she wasn't able to, within the time period, step to those arrest warrants and have them taken care of before this court date today. So we're going to ask either, could we put it over so she can get some more money up to take care of those outstanding warrants? Or if we go forward with the sentence today, give her time to take care of those warrants.
All right. Well, there's an allegation she failed to appear for drug testing on February 15th. Did you see that?
On the 15th, I went the next day and I couldn't use it. So I went the next day, then I used it.
What do you mean you couldn't use it the day of testing?
I went and I didn't have to use the bathroom. Like I couldn't pee.
Okay, so you sit down and you wait until you can.
Okay, well, okay.
And the other, and two.
I mean, you need to go to jail. I mean, like, that's my opinion of this, and mine's the one that matters. I'll hear you out, but you need to go to jail more than anyone I've seen in front of me in a minute.
Well,
like, you've got the amount, I mean, that or you need treatment court. I mean, those are the options as far as I'm concerned. She's got multiple OWIs, multiple. Like, you should be a felon. You should be a felon.
Not to interrupt.
And you should do like real time.
She, this case came out of 21, right? So this is from 2021.
No, 22.
22.
Right.
But she did not hear of it until 24. And she's been clean because she's had the intervention of the courts in an earlier event that you're speaking to. And I represented her there.
Yeah.
And this never came up. And so when we were brought back here, I had an opportunity to speak with the prosecutor. She understood, she explained that they were backlogged.
How'd you get to court today?
My sister drove me.
And I'm taking her back. And the point being is, Your Honor, she has done everything to stay sober. She actually has a psychiatrist.
She in treatment?
With a psychiatrist. And remember last time I was telling you about her diagnosis, and I didn't want to put it on the YouTube.
That's fine.
And she works at Ford Motor Car Company. She has 4 kids, 2 now with special needs. She's been stable.
Yes, I haven't.
The only thing.
Tomorrow will be my 1 year and 6 months clean.
And then what happened was, before, when she picked up this case, her doctor said it was okay to have a chewable, right? Which we all know is, legal, but she didn't know how it would impact on this case. So she stopped. And she's here for sentencing, Your Honor. And as we were speaking the last time, I said, due to the fact that this is like a procedural glare with the prosecutor's office, it's not double jeopardy, no, but it's akin to, if she had known about this, I had known about it, I would have took care of both cases simultaneously, so the penalty would be run concurrent. And we didn't have that opportunity. We're kind of robbed of that opportunity, right? But she's done everything up to that point, to stay clean, be a good mother, a partner, living.
I mean, here's the thing. She wouldn't have run concurrent, because here's the thing. She got warrants out on them. I mean, so they're not going to run it concurrent because she went to court on one of them. She got a warrant out of Romulus, a warrant out of Dearborn.
But not for drinking and driving, though.
Oh, yes, she does.
For what?
Can you hand that to him? Look at the top. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. Can you look at the top of that report?
When I had my probation officer, she pulled up all my warrants and they had to be paid off before I can be on probation. So I paid off my warrants. So I don't know. I never had no other warrants.
Miss Grasso, when did you run those warrants?
They were run, I believe, the same day as her last.
Has she cleared up any warrants since she was here last?
No, she didn't.
No, I double checked them.
But I'm saying, you have DUIs outstanding?
She got an OWI warrant out of Dearborn. Look right at the top here. It'll tell you. This is what we've got on her record. She's got this one warrant status, this one warrant status. I mean, the driving while licensed, but she shouldn't be driving. But I mean, those aren't, yeah, he's okay. I mean, look right at the top of that.
Sorry.
What's the name? She looked up all my warrants. She gave me just the warrant she gave me to you.
Look at the second and third one, I think they are.
I couldn't get off probation without.
Yeah, I don't, these are not new cases, Your Honor.
I know they're warrant, but this whole idea of her having some sort of global resolution, she got all these cases in a very short time frame, and you can't get a global solution if you're in warrant status at half of them. I mean, they're all Wayne County, but that's not how it works.
You know what? These are prior criminal records, but they're not open.
Look at the top. 2 of them are in warrant status.
Okay, Ron was 2015. 2020.
I have a conviction. Redford.
I represented her there.
Harper Woods.
Yes.
And then all the other ones are in warrant status.
And I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I just got off probation. I could not get off probation.
Where? Harper Woods?
Yes, when I got off probation there, I could not get off probation unless I paid my warrants. I paid my warrants. She gave the days, the warrant she gave me, I took care of it. And that's how I got off probation. I don't even know where these warrants come from. I couldn't get off probation without paying my warrants.
And there's sticklers over there. I know those weren't appearing when I represented her to get off probation. Because we had to go back to get granted to come off of probation. That's all we're saying here. We're not trying to hide from any misdeeds. It's just that something happened during COVID. These records are scrambled around, and I just don't think she should be penalized for an international crisis. Whereas
she's gonna kill somebody.
No, you and I, we're on the same page,
like she's gonna kill somebody. So it's kind of is like it might not be international, but certainly state of Michigan crisis. But we've also got this the violation of her bond conditions for missing a day of testing. So she failed to test on February 15th.
And she did, Judge, she told your explanation. And again, she's not testing positive for anything. And I think that's the hallmark of what.
I know, but we all know that alcohol and a lot of other substances only stay in your system for a short period of time.
Oh, okay.
So like a day can make a difference on an ETG. She could test positive on Monday and be clean on Tuesday. So when she's not showing up for testing, how do I know if she's using or not? When people miss testing, I assume there's a reason they're not coming or a reason they're not providing a sample. I mean, that's just standard common sense. So, I mean, we can take a plea on that. We can, Kara, did you call either of these courts? Or just you rely on?
No, I checked Lean and JDW. I made her aware of all of these when we originally met. I told her she needed to start calling them to figure it out. But on another note, I'm looking at her testing, and she tested positive for marijuana on the 22nd and the 24th, and then was negative on the 28th.
That's back there. Right, that was before, right?
Did she test the day after? She took a PBT the day after. She didn't do a drug test.
Yeah, and they had the stuff messed up. They thought that they didn't know if I was supposed to blow or supposed to drop, but I had to tell them they had to drop because they were just trying to have to blow. And I was like, no, I have to.
I don't know if this is an editing mistake or if there's just a lot of feedback coming from somewhere. I think we're about to find out.
They had stuff confused back at the on-site too. And they told me that they was gonna get in touch with Kara. I'm sorry, I don't know her. I forgot.
It's Kara.
Oh, Kara. They said they was gonna get in touch with her through email. But I told them that I had to drop, like, use the bathroom, and I guess I had to blow. I didn't know if it tests all at the same time, or I didn't know how.
No, I mean, the drug test tests for a lot more. I mean, you want to go over this. Here's her rights. Here's everything on the VO violation of bond counsel. Here's this fact. Why don't you two go over your advice and rights and all of that information, and we'll come back.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, you guys can take a step out. Right, are we ready to go back on Ms. Davis?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's go. All right, we're back on Shireen Davis. With respect to the bond violation, again, the allegation. What's the bond violation paperwork? Do you have a piece of paper that has I have it here. The allegation is that Ms. Davis failed to appear for testing on February 15th of 2025. You understand that allegation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and did you go over this bond plea or bond advice or rights form?
Yes, and she initiated it, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ma'am, you understand you have a right to a contested violation hearing. At that hearing, the evidence against you must be disclosed. You have a right to be present at the hearing to present evidence and to examine and cross-examine witnesses. The court would consider only evidence relevant to the alleged violation, but the rules of evidence do not apply except for those pertaining to privilege. So I can't talk to your priest or your therapist. And the prosecuting attorney or the probation department would have the burden of proving the violation by a preponderance of the evidence. That's like 51%. Do you understand all of that?
Yes.
And you had a chance to discuss all of that with your attorney?
Yes.
All right. So the allegation you failed to appear for drug testing on February 15th to 25. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as knowing and voluntarily given. Anything, counsel?
Well, as she explained prior to taking the plea, Your Honor, she came back the next day.
I actually used the bathroom and she threw it in, she poured it out and said it wasn't enough and threw it back in the toilet.
So she showed up to it, but she couldn't give a sample.
Because it wasn't at the
level.
temp line. She said, okay, that's not gonna, she said, I don't know. And she looked at, she like, no, that's not enough. And she's like, just throw it back in the toilet.
Ms. Grasso, do you have information that she appeared for testing on that day?
I do not. I got a voicemail from her on the 15th. I believe it was a Saturday, and she had called me stating she didn't know that she had to test on the weekends, but she would go the next day.
So did you go?
Yes,
Okay, because she said she left her voicemail that said you
yes,
didn't
and
know
that
you
was
had
that,
test.
You talking about the next day?
yes, I did. It was a
No,
different
no,
day.
that's what you're saying. You
Yes,
didn't
I
go on
did.
the day you're supposed to go. You went the next day.
Yes,
And that's the day you couldn't provide a sample on the
Yes.
16th?
yes, I went, I didn't know I was supposed to call on Saturday. I don't know how it worked. I called and they called my color, but then I looked it up to see where.
Hey, welcome, Susan. Glad you're here. Stay a while. No, seriously, thank you for being here.
What times they open, because I know it's a different schedule, and they said only from 7 to 10. So I wasn't able to go at 7 to 10.
All right, well, that's when testing is. So that's when you have to make it. We have testing 2 times I mean, on weekends, it's morning testing only, or you can go to another facility. But, you know, you're expected to show up for testing. Miss Grass, I don't understand why she's not been thought of for treatment court. It's just because of this period of sobriety, Miss Grasso? Is that why she wasn't reviewed for that?
Yes, but I do wanted to let you know that while we were on our break, I did reach out to Dearborn Heights. And her warrant in Dearborn Heights for that operating while intoxicated is because she had failed to appear for her plea dates. So she was never on probation. She's just been warrant status.
All right, any luck with the other one?
No, not yet.
Romulus? So she's just in warrant status because she never showed up on her.
You know, that took me way too long to understand what you were saying there. Like, she just got in here. All she said was hi. That was a random comment to make. And then I realized the joke you just made. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That went over my head. My reflexes were not fast enough to catch that going over my head.
Her plea date.
Yeah, I didn't represent her on it, so I don't know anything about it. I'm flying in the dark with that.
All right. As to sentencing, did you have a chance to review the pre-sentence investigative report?
Yes, we have no additions, deletions, or corrections made to that report, Your Honor.
All right, I see that there are some things circled. Was that something you circled, counsel?
Let me see.
Yeah, if you want to approach.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, no, Your Honor, everything is suffice, Your Honor. I was just checking to see if she understood what it was. I didn't know what the blood alcohol level was, the alleged. I just wanted to make sure that was true.
Okay. All right, anything else before sentencing?
No, I think we said it, Your Honor. We appreciate your indulgence in this matter, even giving us an extra day to get our docs in order to appeal to you, not to incarcerate her. It is a disease. It was from 2021. You know, she availed herself as soon as it was known to her about this particular matter. Yes. And we thought we'd jump on this, and I don't know about the other cases. They were never officially notified. I was never officially notified about those pending cases when I was representing her on the other case.
Yes.
And so we just asked that if there is any jail time, and then we're beseeching the court not to do it, but if there is some jail time, can we put it at the end for make it a weekend situation? Because she's the sole breadwinner for the 4 children. The oldest being what, 16? 15?
My oldest is 18.
18, and the youngest
15.
being
18, 15, 13, and 9.
And the one is having the seizures, and the other one's type 1 diabetic. And if they lose that insurance, of course, you know, everything's being yanked out as far as medical treatment. And I don't think she anticipated any of this to be impacting her on a day like this. We just asked the judge, if you can see it, can we put it at the end, hold it as a hammer over, or even take
I mean, I told you, here's the thing. Is there anything else, counsel?
No, yeah, I'm
all right.
Thank you.
I think she needs I mean, the most I can give her on the plea that she received is 93 days. Because that's what they pled her to. I don't think she really deserved that, but the probation department, after meeting with her, thinks that probation is appropriate for her, that she's a candidate for her. And ultimately, I have to weigh whether 93 days in jail is better than giving her treatment and making sure she doesn't kill anybody else. Or kill anybody while you're drunk driving, right?
Yes.
So I strike that. You didn't kill anybody yet,
No.
but you're gonna, well, I hear you. I apologize for that, but the drunk driving, like, I'd rather have the community be protected. So for more than 93 days. So you are going to be put on probation per the probation department. You have a fine of 400, court costs of 400, state costs of 50, plus a victim's rights fee of 75, probation oversight fees of 450, community service fee of $10 per day for a total of $100. You have an assessment fee of $100, warrant fee of 75. That brings your total to $1,650. You can pay that off over the course of probation. You can have a payment plan. You have 20 months of probation. You're going to do 80 hours of community service in the city of Taylor or as directed by the probation department and provide proof. You'll attend 1 pro-social meeting. She'll attend 2 pro-social meetings a week. And provide proof to the probation department. You'll abstain from the use of possession of alcohol or controlled substances unless prescribed by a physician, and documentation will be required. That's for the term of your probation with random drug and alcohol testing is deemed necessary. You'll submit to drug and alcohol testing at your expense. You'll continue in substance use and mental health therapy as directed by probation, follow therapist recommendations and provide proof. You'll attend the victims impact panel and provide proof. You'll attend and complete any ancillary services deemed warranted. You'll stay out of establishments that primarily sell and serve alcohol. You'll maintain employment and provide proof. Clear all outstanding bench warrants, stat, no driving without a valid license, and obtain an order for fingerprints. You also have 10 days jail with 83 days held in abeyance. And you also have 2 days jail for the bond violation. So you have a total of 12 days jail up front. So you're being taken into custody now. An appeal to circuit court must be taken within 21 days from the date of sentence or is permitted pursuant to MCR 6.625 parent B. If the sentence includes incarceration and you wish to file an appeal but are financially unable to retain a lawyer, the court will appoint a lawyer to represent you on appeal if the request for the lawyer is made within 14 days of the date of sentencing.
Yeah, any objection to work release or?
She got a gift already.
I understand.
The probation department thinks you're eligible and that you would do better under community supervision or you'd get the 93. So no, she's got those days up front now. She can make a call if she needs to.
You need to leave your phone.
We're going to take everything down here. Okay.
All right. I've got a confession to make, apparently. I don't know if I don't think confession is the right word. Yeah, I thought both of those clips were good. I honestly did. They both happened yesterday. I enjoyed them yesterday, and both of them were up for my video to release this morning. And yeah, both of them were boring. I don't know what was going on yesterday. I said I had a confession to make. Maybe I was drunk yesterday. I do not know. But yeah, I thought those were great videos yesterday. I did not enjoy them tonight. I can't. Thank you guys for hanging in. I do appreciate it. We're gonna move on. The next one will make you laugh at least. Oh, I know, Crazy Cat. 3 nights in a row. 3 nights in a row, and Jedi wants all the credit. So it's not all the other people that emailed me. Wixom was emailing me. Phil emailed me. Someone else that was talking to me about it too. But no, it wasn't anybody else that was helping me troubleshoot it. It was absolutely Jedi. All right. Well, I appreciate you saying that. Maybe it's just because the second time I watched them, I just wasn't into them the second time. Technically, that's the third time I watched them. So yeah, that's the third time. All right. Let's move on. This is a good one. This one's gonna make you question humanity, laugh, and then maybe scratch your head all at the same time. Let's go.
You start coming through though. Yep. You're gonna step up right here, state your full name for the judge. Yep. Hey Judge, how are you today?
Fine, how are you? Can I have your name, please?
You're not Jerry Springer, right?
Can you tell me your name, please?
My name is Concetta in English. I go by Connie Elizabeth Gagliardi.
Thank you.
But the G is silent, so it would be like Gaiardi.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for people to say that. Yeah. This is tonight's feel-good clip. Did you hear what she asked the judge right when she walked up? You're not Jerry Springer, right? That'd be weird if he was, because Jerry Springer passed away. That'd be a weird interaction with you and Jerry Springer right now.
Or something, but I was gonna change my name.
All right, do you have a residence?
Here in Arizona.
Anywhere?
Well, I do in Arizona, like 35 South Kenneth, but I'm homeless again.
Okay.
I did have a residence at 4045 West Armitage Avenue.
But you don't have that now, right? You don't.
Illinois.
Yeah.
That was Disney's home.
Okay.
Hermosa.
Does your phone number end in 7862?
No, 4045 West Armitage Avenue, Chicago, Illinois 60639 was my home.
Yeah.
It was Disney's, and they put my stuff on the street, sir.
Okay, understood. So you don't have a residence, correct?
I'm trying to get back somewhere.
All right. Does your phone number end in 7862?
Yeah, I guess if it's on, it's 773-824-7862.
All right.
But I was gonna head to Walmart and get me another track phone and put it back on 312-684-6084.
All right.
Because
So the
everybody's
state, that's all
tracking
right.
me and
That's
trying
okay.
to kill me.
All right, that's okay. The state is alleging 2 counts of disorderly conduct against you. Those are misdemeanor violations. You have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I have scheduled you for an arraignment on the 26th of March
Are you remote?
at 9:00 a.m., okay?
Yeah.
That is where you'll need to be prepared to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest to those charges.
No contest.
Okay, I'm not taking your plea now. That's what the court date is for, all right?
What can we do remote?
You can, yeah, you can ask for that, not here, but when you get things handled at a later time.
I forgot to take her phone number out. It's not working. I think that's why I forgot to take it out. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and edit this. Sorry guys. Nobody call her. It doesn't work. She said it doesn't work. So yeah.
Okay.
You mean with your telephonically?
Yeah, absolutely remote. Zoom. That's what we do. The bank Zoom, the Zoom. You know, because like I can't be in one place at all times, sir. I'm trying to get back to Chicago because I had a lot of open cases there, but I was trying to get away from it, and I'm a judge there.
So hold on. So I'm going to allow you to appear telephonically. I wrote that on the order, so you don't have to do it by Zoom. You can do it by telephone. Okay.
Thank you.
And that's just for the arraignment.
Sir.
All right.
Thank you.
So your release conditions are as follows: obey all orders of the court. Do not commit any crimes.
Yep.
Notify the court immediately if you obtain an address. Do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. Do not contact the alleged victims in any manner. Do not go near the location of the alleged offense. And then you may appear at the next hearing telephonically. And then your release is going to be to CBI for mental evaluation for involuntary treatment. So their counselors that came and talked to you, and they're going to get you some treatment. Do you understand that?
Wait.
Yeah, there you go. Mike can help her, and then she can help Mike find the rest of the missing buttons off of his shirts. See, that's a partnership that's just, they're made for each other. Oh, if that gets back to Mike, that wasn't an insult, Mike. It was a joke.
I had to stay here in the jail, or sir, can I leave?
Yeah, I
gotta pick up my truck, and I gotta get that stuff from the big O. Everybody's been stealing from me, sir.
Okay, so you'll be released to in custody to have your no, you won't let me talk. You got to listen. You're just chiming in.
I get impatient.
Okay, well don't do that because then you don't hear what I say.
Okay, I've been here over 24 hours though, and it's been
Well,
a nightmare.
luckily, it's only been 24 hours for you. There's many people with worse cases. They've been in there for a long time.
I don't want to be those people. They're horrible.
All right, so listen, you're going to be released to the custody of Community Bridges. They're going to take you from jail to a mental hospital to give you some treatment. Okay. So,
I don't want to be there though. I don't need to go for treatment, sir.
yeah, so if you need to go, then they're going to assist you.
But I don't need to, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay, well.
Nobody's listening here.
Okay, well, the counselors have found that it's necessary for you to do that, so that's what's been ordered, all right?
But how long do I have to be with them then? This is
That'll
really
be,
stupid. I'm sorry, not you, them.
Yeah, that'll be up to the counselors when they evaluate you.
But I already had an evaluation, sir.
Yeah,
I had an
that was.
evaluation like 5 hours ago.
I understand that. I ordered
I
that.
want to evaluate the counselors. I think that they need a lot of assistance here.
Okay.
I think that nobody's doing their job, sir.
Okay, so that when they
appropriately, boundaries. Yep.
it's no good if you're just going to blurt stuff out. So I'm
No, I'm not.
I want
to. It's better. It's better for me to be doing that, sir.
Sparkle, that explains a lot. That explains a lot, actually. We love you, Sparkle.
I want to hear what you have to say, but not if you're just going to be barking stuff. I want to
I
get.
don't need to be, but you guys are getting really
that's
slow
all.
here.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Judge. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right. They cut her off right there. They just cut the stream. I'm sure she had a lot more colorful words to say as she was walking away. Yep. That was tonight. That was tonight's feel good clip, as you guys like to call it. I've never called it a feel good clip. You weirdos. You weirdos. All right. That leads us to the end of the night. We have Judge Vann's back this week. This is his cycle. So it's like, I didn't watch any of his docket today, but I downloaded the whole thing. So I just cut out 10 minutes of it. We're going to end the night on Judge Vann, which I'm really happy I did decide to do that because the start of the stream kind of sucked. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. So we're going to end it with some Judge Vann humor. And yeah, so let's go.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to pick up my son Friday, and I'm just asking because last time when they put the
I wouldn't.
So don't pick up my son.
You do you, Mr. Renteria.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sign where the green light is.
And I will see you Saturday. You do that probably.
Step to your right. Step on the X. State your name. Say your name.
Nazar Kobanets.
Mr. Kobanets, before the court, charged with domestic violence battery. Do you understand that charge?
You understand what you're charged with?
No. I'm not agree.
Well, not that you agree.
Do you understand it?
Yeah, I understand it.
Okay, that's all. That's all. See how easy that is?
Yeah.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender. So you have an attorney now. Deputy, criminal history?
No history.
All right. Pre-trial release, no contact, alleged victim. Show up at the pre-trial release office after court tomorrow.
All my stuff, it's my house. I mean, my vehicle, my phone, everything in the home.
So here's the deal. You can get a law enforcement escort from the residence only to retrieve your personal effects. As long as it's her residence, she's entitled to be there. You can't have contact with her.
Okay, but
Gotta call the officer to go with you. All right, sign where the light is.
That's the problem.
Next.
To accommodate you overnight so we get it straight.
Come on, Heath.
So how?
Yeah, you'll get paperwork.
You go into the house.
When you get released today. State your name.
Is he for the court trying to possession Cathinone and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony? Do you understand those charges?
I do. I'm not sure what the on is.
I'm not either, to be honest with you, but I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
That's true.
Okay. What is Captain? Yeah, that's the 150,000.
Is that the same one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this
from
is
yesterday.
additional charges. So you still qualify for under public defender in these cases as well. I noticed that you're out of the wheelchair today. That's good. On the Captain Owen bond set at 5,000. On the firearm during commission of a felony, 25,000. Court date's gonna be April 14th at 9 o'clock.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. Next.
Yeah, I call them arraignment mills. When you just arraignment after arraignment after arraignment, yeah. And it's a terrible term to call it an arraignment mill, but I don't know. It fits.
When step on the X, state your name.
Thomas, you're supposed to court on a justice warrant out of the great state of Alabama. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Dodson, come in also.
What?
They're two back to back. You want to say it twice?
It's Dodson. Come on up and stand by Ms. Thompson. Thomas. Ladies, you are both here because you have warrants out of the great state of Alabama.
Yes, sir.
Alabama authorities have requested the honor of your presence. Here's the deal. The only thing we're going to talk about is whether or not you are the person that Alabama is looking for. If you agree that you are, it is probably in your best interest to sign the waiver of extradition by video in my presence 5 times, because that's how many there are, so that Alabama will then be on the clock to come get you. Otherwise, you can sit on dead time and wait for them to go through the process of Mama Kay and Governor DeSantis going through the process of getting a governor's warrant, and it take up to, I think 3 months is the quickest I've ever seen it, but that's up to y'all.
I'm gonna sign. I mean,
I'm gonna sign too.
I signed.
I'll switch first, yeah.
That's fine.
5 copies of this is you, Catherine Thomas.
Yes, ma'am. I did this before. Does that mean anything?
Means you didn't take care of it the last time.
If they don't come get you, then they'll let us know that they don't want you. The sooner they do that.
Step back to the X.
Yes, ma'am.
Dodson, come over.
Yes, ma'am.
She's back on the X, sir.
Oh.
5 copies.
But you'll be long gone, I hope, by then.
Sir?
It broke up.
We're giving you a return date to April 4th, but Ms. Fanbro can walk you back to Houston County by then.
Okay.
She loved that.
Step over to where the green light is and sign.
Thank you, sir.
You take care, man.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. Is that it, ma'am?
Step over to the desk.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Fanbro today. That's with her.
3 more days.
And get her riled up.
Not even.
I know. It's hard. You just don't.
It really is. Not even.
I mean, like if short timers the person.
Step back to the X.
All right, Doc, we're gonna hold you till April the 4th at least. Hopefully Alabama will let us know that if they really want you, they're gonna plan to come get you. Otherwise, they'll let us know that we can release you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Sign where the green light is. Next. Red X, state your name.
Ashley Rizzo.
Mr. Rizzo, you for the court, charged with possession of methamphetamine and possession of paraphernalia. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
I understand you'll be giving copies of paperwork and advice. Right, is that true?
I do, yes, sir.
Based on your application, since you do qualify, go ahead, point to public defender representative, so you have an attorney. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Deputy, criminal history?
23 battery and petty theft, 21 false imprisonment and battery. That's it.
Bond set at 5,000 on meth, 1,000 on paraphernalia. Court date's gonna be April the 7th at 9 o'clock with random UAs. Good luck, ma'am.
Wait. Step on the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. Red X, ma'am. State your name.
Mine's here, I'm sorry.
Ma'am, before the court on principal robbery with firearm, principal of false imprisonment, and principal of grand theft of motor vehicle. And the charges.
You understand what you're charged with? Ma'am, go ahead and sign.
All right, ma'am. I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true, Ms. Turner?
Yes.
Based on your application, finds you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
Got on felony probation and a slew of charges. Illegal use of credit cards, fraud, swindling. A lot of those.
You got a case number?
24704 CF.
What does the world come to when you can't go to Bambi's without worrying about getting carjacked and snatched up? I mean, come on. It's scary out there, man.
Oh, shit, you got another one. Talking to him.
All right, Ms. Turner, on the principal robbery with firearm, bond set at 100,000. On the principal false imprisonment, 50,000, and on the principal grand theft, 5,000. No contact with the alleged victim or co-defendants. Court date's going to be April the 14th at 9 o'clock, and I'm revoking or signing a violation probation warrant case 24704. Good luck, now.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. Red X, ma'am, state your name.
Ms. Fuller, you're for the court on a fugitive justice warrant out of the state of Tennessee. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Basically, what you and I have to talk about is whether or not you are the Brittany Fuller that Tennessee is looking for. If you agree that you are, it is probably in your best interest to sign the waiver of extradition, putting Tennessee on the clock to come get you. Otherwise, you risk sitting on dead time, waiting for them to go through the process of getting a governor's warrant for you. What do you want to do?
I'll sign.
All right, sign the 5
Step over.
copies. 5 video in my. We'll get you back to Blount County as soon as we can.
This is you? X.
Yeah, I have no idea what Bambi's is. I have no idea. My guess is it's this is just a guess. It's just like a convenience store type thing, like a Buc-ee's type of deal, or a Sheetz. You know, every region has their own, you know, giant gas station chain that has a restaurant inside of it. You know, when you go to the Outer Banks, you can go to Biscuits and Porn. Oh, that was my favorite. That was my favorite stop when I ever went to the Outer Banks in North Carolina. They had a gas station called Biscuits and Porn, and they sold T-shirts. So we would stop there to get T-shirts to give to our friends. Oh, it was so much fun. That was a long time ago. So much fun. Anyways, that's it. That's it for me tonight, guys. I think I played the rest of this arraignment. There might be one more. I don't know. I think there's only about a minute left of this clip. So I'm going to let the rest of this play out. And yeah, we're going to peace out. I've got to set up to raid Lone Wolf, as you probably already know. So yeah. And the brew-throughs. Yep. Brew-throughs and Biscuits and Porn. That's what the Outer Banks is known for. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Yeah, that's it. Go tell Lone Wolf I said hi. Until next time, bye.
Return date's going to be April 4th, Ms. Vanbrugh.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to make you walk back to Tennessee. That's a long way.
I wasn't gonna walk back to Dothan, but
I'm
hey,
confident.
I don't even want to walk to my garage. Don't do that.
You could do it in 30 days. I would.
No, I can't.
I don't think I could either. Be a lot of pacing, a lot of pacing.
The Outer Banks is awesome. I love the Outer Banks. I went there every summer for many, many years. And you saw how over the years it just got more and more commercialized. But they had those staples. They had those little staples that never left. Biscuits and porn was one of them. But I remember the day that they started selling shirts, and it was hilarious. It was funny. All right, I had to pause it to talk about Outer Banks. So you guys are awesome. Have a great rest of your night, and I will see you tomorrow.
All right, one more signature where that green light is. Next.